Hello friends, today I am going to show you how can you calculate static determinacy. It is the most easy method, but you have to remember one formula. You have to remember only one formula, that is static determinacy equals to 3 into n minus a minus f, where n is number of cuts, f is total degree of freedom. Where will you apply cuts? I will show you by examples. You have to separate two supports. Suppose first of all, let we take this example. This is a simply supported beam. Here it is fixed support and this is roller support. To calculate static determinacy, for this you have to cut it, because you have to separate the two supports. Here it has two supports, you have to separate them, so you have to apply one cut here, one cut. So static determinacy equals to 3 into number of cuts. Number of cuts is 1 here, minus additional equation. Here is no additional equation, because additional equation occurs due to hinges. There is no hinge, internal hinge like that. This is internal hinge. Minus a, additional equation is 0, minus degrees of freedom. This is total degree of freedom. For this support, degree of freedom is 0. For this support, this is fixed. For this is roller, so degree of freedom is 2 for this. So total degree of freedom is 0 plus 2, that is 2. So minus degree of freedom minus 2, which is equal to 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. So this is indeterminate, this is first degree indeterminate. Suppose let us take three supports now. Here this is fixed, this is the same beam, but there are three supports. So first two I have to cut, I have to separate each support. So I will apply one cut here and one cut here, 1 2. Now this is separated, all supports are separated. Now if I calculate static determinacy equals to 3 into number of cuts is 2 here, minus, there is no additional equation because there is no internal hinge, minus 0, minus degrees of freedom. Degree of freedom for this is 0. This is roller, so degree of freedom for roller is 2. This is also roller, so degree of freedom is this, for degree of freedom is 2 for this. So total degree of freedom is 2 plus 0, which is equal to 4. So minus total degree of freedom minus 4, that is 6 minus 4, which is 2. So this is second degree indeterminate. You can do any question with this formula. Suppose I will take another example. Suppose this support is fixed and this is also fixed. You have to cut it first. While you cut, you can cut here, anywhere you can cut at any part, because this is not support, this is also not support, this is a internal hinge, so you have to apply only one cut. If you apply three cuts, because this is not support, you have to only separate supports. There are only two supports, fixed supports, these are internal hinge. So degree of freedom static determinacy equals to 3 into number of cuts is 1, minus additional equation. You have to first find additional equation. You have to remember one thing, that additional equation due to hinge is equal to n minus 1, that is n is number of members which are connected to hinge. Suppose this is here, if this is hinge, there are two, it is connected to two members. For this additional equation is 1, and if it will be connected for three members, additional equation will be n is 3 minus 1, that is 2. For this there will be two additional equations, because this one is connected to three members. Now for this additional equation is 1, because it is connected to two members, 2 minus 1 is 1. And for this also additional equation is 1, because this is also connected to two members. Now 3 minus number of cuts is 1. Additional equations are 2 here, minus 2 minus degree of freedom. For this degree of freedom is 0 because this is fixed support, and also for this degree of freedom is 0, this is also fixed support, minus 0, which is equal to 3 minus 1 minus 2, which is equal to 1. So this is first degree indeterminate structure. Now if we take this example, let's take, here is an internal hinge. Now for this structure there are two supports, this support and this support, so you have to apply only one cut. I will apply here. Now static determinacy equals to 3 into number of cuts is 1, minus additional equation, there will be one additional equation due to this hinge, this is connected to two members, so 2 minus 1 equals to 1, minus total degree of freedom. For this degree of freedom is 1 because it gives two reactions. Degree of freedom plus reactions is always 3 for one dimensional structures. This is also hinge support, so this, for this degree of freedom is also 1. So total degree of freedom is 1 plus 1, that is 2, minus 2, which is equal to 3 minus 3, that is 0. So this is statically determinate structure. Now you can apply this for frames also. Suppose I will take example of a frame. Suppose first I will take these two supports fixed. Now see, you have to separate these two supports. For this you have to apply one cut here and one cut here. Now these are two separated supports. Now if I calculate static determinacy equals to 3 into number of cuts is 2 here, minus additional equation, there is no additional equation because there is no hinge, minus degree of freedom, you know degree of freedom is 0 because for this fixed support degree of freedom is 0, and for this fixed support degree of freedom is also 0, so degree of freedom is 0, which is equal to 6, so this is 6 degree indeterminate. Now if I take now this example, oh see, there are also two supports, you have to separate these two supports. I will apply one cut here and one cut you can apply here or here. I will apply here. Now static determinacy equals to 3 into number of cuts. Number of cuts is 2, minus additional equation, there will be one additional equation because this hinge is connected to 2, minus 1, minus degree of freedom. For this support this is fixed, so degree of freedom is 0. For this support it is hinged, so degree of freedom is 1 for this, minus 1, which is equal to, this is 6 minus 2, that is 4, so this is fourth degree indeterminate. You can do any type of question for with this formula, it is very simple. You have not to go through huge calculations. Suppose I will take this example, this I will take this from Hubler, this is on Hubler. See, there are 1 2 3 and 4, there are 4 supports, so you have to separate these two supports. Suppose I will take a hinge here, because I will take here hinge. There are 4 supports, you have first separate each support. I will cut here, so this support is now separated. I will support here, this support is also now separated, and also I will cut here. Now all these supports are separated. Now static determinacy equals to 3 into number of cuts. Here number of cuts is 1 2 3. 3 minus additional equation. Here there is a hinge, so additional equation will be there, but there will be two additional equations because hinge is connected to three members. 3 minus 1, additional equation is how many members to each is connected, minus 1, that is 3 minus 1 there. So there will be two additional equations, minus 2 minus degree of freedom, total degree of freedom. For this there will be 2 degree of freedom because this is a roller, and for this is a fixed, this is also fixed. For this there will be 0 degree of freedom, and this for 0 degree of freedom. Now this is a hinged, it have 1 degree of freedom. So total degree of freedom is 3 minus 3, which is equal to 6 minus 5, which is equal to 1. So this is first degree indeterminate structure. So you can take any example, any type of example. One. You can take this example also. So this one is fixed, this one is also fixed. This is a hinge. This is not internal hinge. Now see, there are 1 2 3 and 4 supports. You have to separate each support. Now how can you separate? First I will apply one cut here and one cut here. These two are now separated. Now I have to separate these two. I will apply one cut here. This is not separated. I have to apply one cut here also. Now this one is also separated. All supports are separated. Now static determinacy is equal to 3 into number of cuts, 1 2 3 4. 4 cuts minus additional equation. There will be one additional equation because there is a hinge, minus 1 minus total degree of freedom. For this degree of freedom is 0 because this is fixed. For this degree of freedom is 1, this is hinged. For this degree of freedom is 1, and for this 0. So total degree of freedom will be 2 minus 2, which is equal to 3. 12 minus 3, which is equal to